Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you come back to me? Can you come back to me?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Karaya and I'm coming back to you guys with another amazing video. Trying to perfect my intro, can you tell? You know, whatever. Trying to do my best, y'all, with this YouTube thing. We are going to talk all things healing, as you can tell by today's title. This is something that is very close to my heart. I'm very passionate about. I'm a very spiritual person. So I'd like to share some things with you that have helped me throughout my journey. I'd love to drop a disclaimer right here. I am not a licensed therapist, doctor, accredited, anything. I haven't gone to school for this. So this is all personal and practical advice from my perspective and point of view. I'm not saying that this will work for you. I'm just saying that it is something you can consider and give a try, because these tools that I will speak about in this video have been tremendously helpful. Nothing in this video is sponsored or an ad, so just know that everything I'm talking about is a personal experience to me. Now, with that being said, please do not forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe to my channel, whether you're new or returning. If you haven't already done that and you're returning, like, what are you doing? We're family. So yeah, with all of that being said, let's jump right into the video. I feel like when people hear healing, they hear it boring. They're like, oh my God, this is so boring. Like, no, healing does not have to be boring. I'm not gonna lie and act like it's pretty and fun all the way through, but I have had the time of my life on this healing journey, just getting back to me and like being Karaya. That's why I came on this video today, like stripped down. I started my life journey. I'll make a video about it, but yeah, basically I just wanted to show you guys I love makeup and the creative arts, but I want to show you guys how vulnerable and transparent that I am with you guys today, and want to take you in on this self-love journey. And this love journey, if you need some help or just maybe some tools you never thought of on your own journey, I'm here to share that with you. So the first tool and the first step that I will say I took in my healing journey was therapy. Now, I know therapy is not a resource that is necessarily available to people for many different reasons, like money or the area you live in. You may not have the best therapy resources where you're from. However, if it is available to you, I definitely highly recommend you to seek it. I know in this lifetime, especially for the Black community, going to therapy is seen as like real wild. Not gonna lie, more and more people are getting in tune with it, so I'm not gonna act like it's the craziest thing, but I know how it can be. And just going to therapy in general, there's stigmas around it. And me being in the military when I started my therapy journey, if you're military, whether you're current or prior, you're veteran, you already know the stigma around going to mental health. So the things that I was dealing with that took me to therapy, it's kind of funny when I look back on it. I might make a story time on it. If you guys want to hear why I went to therapy, it's actually pretty funny. But yeah, something drove me to therapy and I went. I was having some work related issues actually, and that really helped me through life, because that was not the last of my troubles at all. So I definitely recommend therapy. It was beautiful to have an objective view, somebody on the outside that wasn't living this life that could view it from a non-personal point of view. You know, I was taking everything very personally at the time. We'll talk about that later. But somebody who could view it and wasn't experiencing it with me, like peers or family or something, it was nice and refreshing to have someone be able to give me feedback on what they were hearing. And also my therapist gave me a lot of tools, a lot of literature. I love to read. Maybe you're not a reader, your therapist could recommend a lot of visuals or something, or audio, whatever is your learning style. I'm a reader, and my therapist gave me so much good literature. I've had two therapists that I will count in my journey. I've had a lot more, but they really don't count, not for negative reasons. But especially my second therapist, he gave me a lot of good literature. Wow, he was phenomenal, helping me to place myself outside of my situation and break it down to its core to see what was really going on versus just what I was feeling. And also just having that support system, having a listening ear. You know, I didn't really want to take my personal problems to friends. Not saying they weren't experienced or wouldn't have given me great advice, because a lot of my friends have given me some of the world's best advice, whether they know it or not. But at the same time, I needed somebody objective, because especially when it comes to dealing with relationship issues, you know, you tell your friends that your boo or whoever is doing you a certain kind of way or treating you a certain kind of way, or you guys are experiencing things, what are they gonna do? They're gonna pop off. They're gonna be as mad as you are. They're your friends. They love you. You tell your family, they're gonna be mad for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, type of vibe. So it was nice to have someone objective listening to me, offering me feedback, healthy ways to cope, healthy ways to view situations, helping me identify patterns and behaviors. Whew, y'all, so much went down for me in therapy. I am eternally grateful to both of my therapists. If they ever come across these videos, y'all are phenomenal. Beautiful people who honestly guided me through some of the toughest and darkest times of my life. So my therapy journey was about 2 years long. I am currently still in therapy. I recently just found a new therapist. I honestly don't think this round of therapy is going to be that long because I have made some amazing progress. But honestly, I don't feel like therapy has to be an ongoing thing. I feel like you jump in when you need it and jump out when you don't. Again, I'm not a professional. I can't tell you what your journey should look like, but therapy was one of the most beautiful tools in my journey of healing. So if you can afford it or find a way to get the resource, please go and get therapy. It was life-changing for me. And if you are not currently in a position to afford therapy or find the resources for therapy, please do not get discouraged thinking that you cannot start your healing journey. As we continue on this video, you will see that healing goes far beyond therapy and other things too. So just know that when the time is right for you to start your therapy journey, you will. Don't be discouraged that you can't be where you want to be right now. You can always get where you want to be because we are constantly creating our realities with our thoughts, actions, and words, guys. Never forget that. The next tool that has tremendously helped me on my therapy journey is meditation and self-reflection, guys. And as like chill and serene as those two words may seem when they come off the tongue, you know, like, oh, I meditate and I self-reflect, they are serious. They are dead A. They are like friends who take no shit. Like they are two powerful tools that have helped me grow. I started my meditation journey, I was still in therapy, as well as self-reflection. It was two tools that my doctor and I were talking about because I wasn't diagnosed with depression, like clinical or any form of depression. However, in my sessions, the word depression was frequently used. That's what I would say. To say, like, when I say frequently used, that word was frequently used to describe my state of being at the time. To be quite honest, from myself and my doctor, we were calling me depressed, like saying I was a depressed person. And I was dealing with a lot of things in my life, and I let those circumstances come into my life and bring me to that state of being, that vibration, if you will. So meditation was not easy for me to start. It was quite hard because I had a lot of chatter in my mind, and I also had a lot of panic attacks and anxiety attacks. I was a new mom at the height of all of this too, when I was dealing with a lot of things. Being completely honest, I was going through a really bad breakup too, so a lot of things were hitting me at once. So I would have frequent like anxiety and panic attacks or like breakdowns, just crying for no reason in the middle of the day. I was also dealing with postpartum depression. I'll probably make a video on that. 10 out of 10 I will. I don't even know why I said probably. I'm definitely making a video on postpartum. But yeah, so I want you guys to get a picture of who I was at this time. Very broken, very emotional, very downtrodden. So meditation was not something that was easy, and neither was self-reflection. So let's tackle meditation first. So my doctor recommended that I do this, my therapist. I'm someone who has a brief history in meditation. I've meditated before, but it wasn't something that I was very good at or something I practiced frequently. You know what I'm saying? It was something that I wanted to get into, but I could never really like commit to. So at this point, I was just thinking to myself, like, I have nothing to lose. And honestly, I just wanted all the voices in my head to shut up. It was really tough for me to be constantly thinking about everything in my life that was going wrong, which at the time seemed like everything was falling apart and breaking down. It was just like, everything sucks. That's just how I felt at that time. So meditating was not easy. Trying to quiet the mind and still it was just like, girl, are you dumb?
Matter of fact, let me find the "Are you dumb?" Hit the bitch with the "Are you dumb?"
You can't quiet this. Like, you can't quiet this. You need to, this is what's going on. It was tough for me, but I decided, like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna reach the point where I don't think about this stuff all the time. Whether it's, you know, even if I just get like a minute of relief, that's all I want, to not think like this and feel so messed up in my mind and so like hurt. So I started with the Headspace app. That's a very good app. I recommend to everybody. It is like an in-app purchases type of app. However, they do have a lot of free sessions that you can start. So I definitely recommend you download it and even just do the 1 week free session that they offer. It was so helpful to me. They also have like a lot of free stuff, not just a week long. They also have just a lot of free courses they can offer you. I think I did the 1 week free and then like another course that they end up offering me, whatever. I do have a subscription to them. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't use them a lot often just because of where I am in my journey now. I can do meditation on my own. A little quick flex. I'm very proud of myself, honestly. But yeah, the Headspace app was where I started. So a lot of guided meditation helped me. And honestly, if you can't afford the Headspace app, YouTube is your best friend. There are so many free guided meditations, singing bowls, like of all kinds, crystal, Tibetan, just frequency frequency sounds on there that you can meditate to. I definitely recommend you start your journey with a guided meditation to focus on the breath. I know Buddhist, like the Buddhist culture and religion, they do a lot of breathing things, but there are so many meditations that I learned about when I started my journey, like the full body scan and the awareness, and I do something called water rising, which I will get into next. There is also another meditation I do that is highly recommended. It is $6 and it is a download. You can download it on your phone, your laptop, your tablet. So this man that I'm about to plug, please pay attention, because when I say amazing, this changed my life. My sister actually put me onto this. So there's a man named Dr. Joe Dispenza. If I'm not mistaken, he was like a neuroscientist, or is like a neuroscientist or some type of neurologist, some type of study in that field. He has come up with these different meditations, and he has so many like tools on his website. Just look him up on Instagram and you'll find his link. And I'll also plug him in my description box. But y'all, I bought his meditation. It was $6 and it changed my life, doing water rising meditation. So every day I was doing some form of meditation, whether I was on the Headspace app at first, graduating to Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditation. I've gotten to the point where I can meditate I can pretty much probably meditate. I can get up to about 30 minutes to an hour now, but it's more so about the effects it has on my life. At that time, I was so negative. I couldn't stop looping the things that had happened to me, and that mindset that I was someone's victim, and all the pain that had happened to me in my life, and especially at that time, what was going on in my life. I don't even think like that anymore, which I will talk about more so deeper into the video. But meditation truly changed my whole entire being, my frequency, who I am as a person, how I think every day, the things I project into the universe. It really helped me so much. I am so thankful that I found meditation, because it has helped me be able to breathe and quiet my mind and connect to all that is. Knowing that I'm connected to everything, attached to nothing. It's getting deep, y'all.
That's just deep, bro. That's deep.
Like, it changed who I am, truly. So here I am, going from someone who's described as depressed, anxious, just ready to give up, going through postpartum, to now you see me. If you follow me, you see the type of content I post, and just how I've been able to redirect that energy in my life and transform myself, shed those old layers. This was a big deal for me. If you're going through anything major in your life that you feel like you can't get through, there's nothing you can't get through. You can and you will. Especially if you clicked on this video, I have this message for you to let you know that you just have to start. I was so broken down in those moments, feeling like I would never see the end of it. And now I'm like, looking back on that, I'm like, thank God it happened. Thank God everything fell apart and I broke wide open, because now I let the light in me. If I would have never got broken wide open, y'all, no light would have been able to touch on the surfaces that were dark and needed healing. So I'm just saying, don't be afraid to take this journey and thinking like you can't do it. You're not the type of person that's built for that, because I was very low vibrational and I did not think I was cut out for it. And now it's a way of life. I meditate every single day, 2 to 3 times a day, y'all. So yeah. Now let's talk self-reflection. As I started to meditate, I was doing the guided meditations first, of course. So they help you with breathing and learning how to focus the thoughts and how to focus your energy and just where to place these things, you know, how to name emotions, how to call them out and just observe them, you know, not challenge them, not judge them, or maybe not even put a name on them. But the more I got into it, I realized I had to confront these feelings. I had to reflect on what was inside of me. So self-reflection, it's tough. Once you start to reflect on situations objectively, meaning you kind of step outside of the situation, you're like, okay, let me just view this as if I was a stranger to my own world. So for instance, let's take my breakup. I'm not going to get too into detail, but I'm just going to let you know kind of the mindset I was in and how I was able to step back and view it. When I started viewing the breakup objectively, and I was like, instead of thinking this person did this to me, they hurt me, they did this, I was looking at it like, I allowed this, I allowed that, I didn't speak up here, oh, I let this boundary get crossed, oh, I didn't make this clear, I wasn't communicating effectively here. I was able to see the truth of the matter was I wasn't someone's victim. I wasn't somebody's bitter and scorned ex. I was somebody who had a lot to work on inside. That sucks because normally when you break up with somebody, you just want to be like, they did me wrong, they hurt me, they da-da-da. Or if you go through any situation. Now, certain situations are exempt because children and just people who can't speak up for themselves and they have to go through certain situations, that's a different type of pain. I'll talk about that sometime down the line, not in this video. We're not going to talk about certain situations that, you know, need trigger warnings and stuff. We'll talk about that as well. I'm talking about situations you actively participate in. That's what we'll focus on today, okay? So I realized, like I said, I was actively participating in this, but I was getting mad at the outcome because I wasn't speaking up for myself. I wasn't setting boundaries. I wasn't saying what I needed to say when boundaries were crossed. I was removing myself from situations that were no longer serving me. So it was my fault, right? Once I started to self-reflect and I saw that regardless of what this other person may have done to me or in ways they may have hurt me, I let him. It's not just about the breakup. I use that as an example, but I definitely, as I started my meditation journey, I started to dive deep in here and a lot of stuff started to come up. Trust me, when you start your journey of healing, things will come up. It won't just be your current situation. It'll be things from years back that you thought you might have let go, skimmed over, or forgiven. And I realized I had a lot of unforgiveness in my heart and a lot of things that I hadn't been objective or self-reflective on that I needed to like step back and take a second look at. So self-reflection helped me get real with myself. It helped me release myself from a lot of things. It helped me be open to forgiveness also, which we'll talk about in this video. But y'all, it hurts when you realize you're the problem. It's not to say that people don't do things to you, but how you respond in these moments and what you do about it is all that matters. And we don't want to hear that because we're just like, people should be decent. People should be treating us right. Girl, boy, okay, people should be doing a lot of things that they're not doing in this life, and the only thing you should be worried about is you, your business, minding the business that pays you, the business that helps you. If you're not standing up for yourself, don't expect nobody to respect you. If you're not enforcing and setting boundaries, don't expect anything from anyone. And honestly, being attached to outcomes anyway, that's kind of controlling, and that was something I had to confront as well in my self-reflection, realizing that I wanted people to be and act a certain way, when the truth of the matter, all we can do is accept people for who they are. So that may look like I accept you for who you are, but I have to remove myself from your life because the frequency and the vibration I'm on does not like align with yours. Not to say it's right or wrong, I just need to remove myself so I can stay on my journey and you can stay on yours. All love and respect. Every fallout don't gotta end in beef, y'all. So once I realized that, I kind of was like, wow, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. When you self-reflect, you're going to see how you're the problem. And you'll see the ways you didn't show up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's not about just dwelling on the fact that you were a problem and beating yourself up. I was definitely very compassionate to myself during these moments, but it hurt. It was some days I didn't want to face it. I was like, I pretend I do not see it. Which leads me to my next point, honesty. Honesty is the key to your healing journey, y'all. Like, if you're not willing to be honest with yourself, self-reflection isn't gonna go like you want it to go or how it should go for you. The things that are gonna come up, you're gonna have to face them. You know, the ways you actively participated in certain things and the ways that even things you couldn't control, like how you responded to them, you know? So be honest with yourself on your healing journey, no matter what kind of pain it may bring, because you can and will heal from it. You know, the only way out is through. So if you stop on your healing journey, you're still in the dark. You're still in the tunnel. If you just keep walking, there will be a light. You'll start to see it. So just keep walking towards the light, even though this part is kind of murky and you're like up to your shoulders in water and it's icky and you can't see, you will get out and it's fine. The stuff that's in the water, you're going to start looking around like, ew, that's just a nasty attitude. That's not even nothing scary. Or, ew, that's unaccountability. Or, ew, that's passiveness. You're gonna start looking into the dark water like, okay, this isn't really scary. This feels scary, but these are just traits that I need to confront and transform, because everything is energy, guys. It can't be created. It can't be destroyed. Simply transform your energies. And the quickest way to transform your energy is to be honest about what the energy is. So if you have a nasty attitude, or you're passive, or you're over aggressive, or I don't know, just like addictive behaviors or something like that, confront it, and I bet you can change it quick, fast, and in a hurry. You don't need a step-by-step guide, to be honest, to change anything. No disrespect to any books that help people with things, or people who put out this kind of information, because those things do help people. However, honestly, I ain't following nobody's step-by-step anything. I just did the work for me. And once you start to do the work, you'll see the magnificence within. And there's a metaphor I love to use about myself, is that I have this inner garden. We all do. And sometimes when you first go in your garden and you're like waking up, you're like, it looks a mess in here. There are weeds everywhere, thorns, the plants are dead, there's no life here. So, you know, you start to pull stuff up and you start to till the land and pull things out that you didn't know were there. And you're like, oh my God, there's pests everywhere. Whatever, you're starting to clean your garden up, but eventually you're going to realize that you do have a rich fertilizer within in your soul, and all you got to do is start planting those right seeds that lighten you. But until you're an honest gardener and you go in your garden and you say, oof, these people are pests, or oof, these thorns are growing because I haven't confronted these habits, oof, everything's dead in here because I'm not letting the light in, your process will be much quicker. So maybe that's like a metaphor that can help you. We'll get into mantras and stuff later. I have a video on meditation and mantras. Something else that helped me greatly, why am I talking like this, on my journey was yoga and stretching. So along with all of these things that I've been talking about, yoga was like a beautiful constant to introduce into my life. Every day that I wake up, I stretch my body out. I get into the flow, my physical body. I wake it up, I stretch everything out, the tenseness, the pops, the kinks, the cracks, whatever needs to get out. And I let that energy flow through my body beautifully. It's something simple. You can look things up on YouTube. I don't pay for any subscriptions or apps for that. And I had a little bit of knowledge on yoga because I really love yoga and I'm a yogi. So that was something that came natural for me to get back in the flow of. But I noticed in doing this, whether I was indoors or outdoors, especially outdoors under the sun, oh my gosh, do yoga outside under the sun or the moon, y'all, trust me. But doing this, it really helped me with my spiritual aspects of healing. I felt more connected and in touch with my body. I could view my body as more than a body. I saw it as sacred, as a temple, something I take care of now. And letting energy flow through your body, it changes your world, because now you have all of this being stimulated. You need this to line up with it. That's alignment, baby. You need this to be flowing with it. So getting active and getting out there will definitely aid in your healing process. Yoga was the way that I introduced myself. Now I still do workouts and stuff like that, but yoga is something I start and end my day with, and it's something I highly suggest and recommend. You don't have to be like Cirque du Soleil limber to do yoga, y'all. Just do some flow sessions, stretch your body out as best as you can, okay? Let's talk support now. On this healing journey, I have not been alone. We will talk about a lot of spiritual aspects that have supported me. However, physically, family, friends, those I love. were there for me. I'm not gonna name a lot of people or anything, but my immediate support system looks like my mom, my sister, my friends, my brothers, people that love me and care for me. They saw me going through it, you know what I'm saying? And they offered up their support and their love in so many ways. So if you have anybody in your life that's willing to support you, let them. You know, they may not know exactly what to say, but them just being there for you, helping you go through this, that's sometimes all you need. I really didn't need a lot of like advice. None of us really do. We all need guidance in some sort of way. However, all the healing work you need to do, it's in here. Just know that every resource and tool, it starts here. That abundance that you're looking for of love, light, peace, and joy, it's in here. Having so many people there for me, especially in the beginning stages, y'all, I was a mess. There were days that I would break down and cry, like having a full-blown anxiety attack, and I would call one of my greatest friends. She's in Japan, like all hours of the morning. God bless her soul, she would still answer and like talk me through anxiety attacks and panic attacks, and that's a great burden to bear. And I'm thankful that I have people around me that had that capacity emotionally and spiritually to look out for me. But your tribe is a direct reflection of how much you'll heal, to be honest. So look around yourself. If you ever really hit rock bottom, you know, whatever that looks like for you, could your friends support you through it and lift you up until you woke up and broke out of that and remembered who you were? Because healing's a journey. There's no destination. I'm constantly healing every day. Just because I'm in a better place than I was back then doesn't mean I'm not going to continue. There's depths I've yet to reach that I'm still going for. But because I have a support system of people that are open and are doing their own work, oh babe, I'm going far. And I'm going to continue to meet people like that, because now I'm attracting greater, and you will too. You are, each and every day. As you release and let go of things, y'all, you will see the beauty and the magnificence that will like pour into your life. And I really believe that some of that is the support system and the tribe you have around you. You know what I'm saying? Like my sister, she was somebody that was pivotal in this. She was somebody that like dragged me a lot, to be honest. And half the time I didn't like her for it, but it was fine because she was honest with me and she helped me and she recommended like meditations and, you know, recipes and stuff like that. So I'm telling you, get you some people in your life that love you unconditionally and will be real with you and are dedicated to their own healing too and their own truth, y'all. My next tip is being observant without judgment. So I talked about it a little bit like back when I was talking about therapy. So during your healing journey, like I said, so much is going to surface. Emotions, both negative and positive, and feelings and realizations as you self-reflect. Just observe them. It is so easy to go in on ourselves and judge ourselves for what we feel and what we've done in the past. However, that's that. I like to say that all of that belongs to the past. I don't have nothing to do with it. Like the angel of death can keep that. That's dead, that's gone, that's yesterday. So when I think about things that have happened to me, or when things rise to the surface, I may get triggered or something from like a TV show, a song, whatever it is. You'll get triggered as you do your journey. I was just like, it's time for me to observe these. What triggered this, and why did I feel this way about this or that? I was able to see that a lot of my present emotions were stemming from the past, and I could see how they were unresolved from childhood, how I was so scared to be vulnerable and transparent with people because I had like really big trust issues, or I couldn't trust myself and others. So once I just was like, let me just observe this and not be judgmental. I don't have to put a name on it. I don't have to put a time to get like rid of this or transform this energy. Let me just sit with it and let's see what it is. Let it reveal itself. And in time, all emotions reveal themselves. You'll see like, this anger that I have at you for doing this to me actually stems from something that happened to me when I was 12, because this happened and I have been masking it ever since. So every time an event like this happens, I lash out, or, oh my God, this makes me feel like scared and vulnerable because this happened when I was 17 and I never like confronted it. So all emotions are connected, to be honest. So once you start to observe without judging yourself, like, girl, you being weak right now, or like, you need to man up, whatever y'all be doing, I don't know. Not wanting to cry, not wanting to tell people what happened, especially embarrassing moments. That was me so bad. Like if I made a mistake, I wasn't gonna tell anybody, because I'm like, I don't want people to know I'm human. I know that sounds mad dumb, but it's the truth. It was the expectations put on me from when I was younger, to be honest. Not by any one particular person, mainly myself, but it was just like, oh snap, if people find out that I'm not perfect and like I'm a human, it's all over. People not gonna like me. So if I made mistakes, I wouldn't tell nobody, which stifled my growth, because had I just been admitting my mistakes, I would have learned quicker, right? Here I am, 22, just learning the things that I probably could have learned when I was like 12 to 13, but that's okay. We're learning it now. So don't judge, just observe, guys. It's gonna take some practice and some time, but just like meditation and self-reflection, you will get it, don't worry. Hobbies. Hobbies is the next thing I encourage you to get back into, especially after like a breakup. Because if you were like in a toxic relationship or something, you probably gave up your hobbies because you weren't being yourself. You were like probably dangerously in love or whatever, right? So if you've gone through anything, you just let go of who you used to be and you just look up and you don't know where you are. Remember your passions. So I really used to love photography. I'm getting back into film, photography, just all the creative arts I love. Here I am on YouTube now. I've always wanted to start a YouTube. And I just had to wake up and realize like it's okay to be yourself again. Like you're healing. It's time for you to go after the things that you have always been passionate about. I am so passionate about helping people. The intention I put on every video is healing. Not to make money, not to gain influence or clout, not any of that. It's always healing. I literally pray over my videos that the right people find it, that the right healing comes and flows into your life when you hear these words. That's all. I just want people to be impacted in beautiful ways, so that even if they feel at their lowest in life, they might hear this video and decide like life is worth living. Maybe I have a shot if I just let me try this before I give up on life completely, in different ways. Because honestly, I have been through some very dark times where I have contemplated whether my life was worth living, just being completely honest with you guys. So I know the pain and I've been there, and now that I'm back to me, it's beautiful to see myself get back into things I've always wanted to do, and even looking forward to the things that I wanted to attempt. Like I'm about to try my hand at painting and woodworking, y'all. So if y'all got some tips, hit me up, DM me something. I really am excited to start that journey of painting and woodworking. We'll see where it goes. I'll be sharing what I'm doing on here. So this next tip is gonna like, I already know how some of y'all gonna act, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Veganism. Eating life foods has continually helped life flow into me. I'm not hating on anybody, because I know eating flesh is cultural to some people and it is just ritualistic and it's just a way of life for some people. I'm not bashing it. I'm not hating on it. I'm not telling you this, that, and the third. Do your own research, look up your own facts, but I'm the queen of frugality. I do believe in shopping local too, just to help the environment. Nothing wrong if you like ship produce in or whatever. But I really just have been so connected to myself since I really committed to veganism. So yeah, eating life foods and letting that energy flow into my life has been great for me. It's been great for my hair. It's been great for my skin. It's been great for everything, my sleep, all of that, y'all. So I'm currently doing some purging and stuff like that, but honestly, it's gotten me into a really good place of alignment for myself. Not saying you can't get aligned if you're eating flesh. Don't think I'm trying to say that, but I'm just saying maybe you want to give your hand at reducing the flesh consumption in your life and, you know, cleansing your body every now and again, okay? Now I'm going to move into my last few points. I'm gonna kind of put them all together because they kind of all tie together. So forgiveness and release has helped me a lot on my journey. I put a lot of those things into practice, and as things like surfaced, I realized like a lot of things were connected. So I was an emotional eater. Sometimes I still am. I get the urges, like, especially when I'm anxious, I want to eat like snacks, anything. And I'm a savory type of person too. I crave savory. So I will like instantly think about a pack of oodles and noodles when I get anxious, because I'm like, I just need some salt. I just need something to calm my nerves. So as I started to like forgive others and myself, I was able to release people and also release like these deeply traumatic and emotional like habits I had formed. I had a really bad shopping habit, and honestly, to all my friends that sat there and watched me go through that, I can't believe you let me throw all that money away. Anyway, yeah, I had a shopping addiction, guys. Like, no shade, like honestly, when I was going through what I was going through, like relationship wise, I used to shop. Like, instead of confronting and facing the things that were happening in like relationships and life in general, I would shop. And y'all know why I used to shop, because I used to stay posting like a confirmation on my story, and I can't believe y'all didn't confirm me. Anyway, yeah, and being an emotional eater, I also was big at suppressing emotions. I was a friend that was giving all the advice, I wasn't taking it. Y'all, it was ghetto. So once I decided like I need to forgive and release others and forgive and release myself, I was also able to release these deeply traumatic and emotional habits and ties I had. So, you know, constantly not like living in the present, living on social media. That was one of mine too. And honestly, lying was another one of mine. I'll make a video on that because that's really important to my heart. But not wanting to tell people the truth, or like only wanting to tell people what they wanted to hear because I was so scared and living in fear, that low vibrational state, I formed a lot of bad habits. So as you forgive, as hard as it may seem, others who have wronged you, and you forgive yourself for like allowing it, you'll start to release the attachments, the bonds, and the habits that have formed because of that. So it'll look like, you know, habits you formed, people you formed these bonds with, and I don't know, just all this little stuff that you thought was a part of your personality or characteristics, even the music you listen to. Sometimes I look back at music and I'm like, this was a coping mechanism, because I don't know what the hell you talk about in this song. Just being completely honest. Now, these last tips here have been like beautiful for me. As I've been releasing the old habits and traits or whatever that I thought was really me, I've picked up new ones. So something that I did pick up here in therapy was gratitude journaling. My sister actually put me on, but my therapist definitely encouraged me to continue. So I'm not gonna show you like everything. I just have this little notebook and I fill up the page every day with like one word things I'm grateful for. So whatever it is in your life that you can wake up every day and look in your waking life to what you're grateful for, write it down. Very simple, and get like a little small size notebook so it won't be that hard for you, and watch how your life changes. I have filled this notebook up, y'all, and when I started, I did not know what I was grateful for, which was sad because there's always so much to be grateful for. But now I'm going back through the book and I'm filling up the back pages because I filled up all the fronts. So look at how much I have to be grateful for now each and every day. When I look around, I've always had these things to be grateful for, to be honest, but I'm recognizing it now. Scripting, I got this off of YouTube. I'm sure a lot of people know what this is, but writing down what you want and watching it come into fruition. So it's like writing a letter to the universe, God, whoever you believe in, you know, necessarily however your beliefs break down, you know. So I'm not going to share those obviously because I'm manifesting a lot. You'll see it. Well, you probably won't because I'm very discreet, but anyway. Yeah, this is my scripting journal. I actually got this from Shanetta's Intuition or Shanetta's Divine Tarot on YouTube. I write down anything I want to manifest in my physical world. I write it down, I put good intent in it, and then I leave it alone. I let everything do its job, come into play. So scripting and gratitude journaling are two things that have helped me, especially my gratitude journal. Just being able to see the things I'm grateful for on paper continually cultivates that frequency in my life. So I'm constantly sending out gratitude to the universe and putting that energy out, letting God know I'm so grateful for everything around me. And that scripting journal is it's gonna be lit once some pieces hit. I'm gonna be like, I wrote this down like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, a year ago, 2 days ago. Ooh, ooh. You know what I'm saying? I know that I have that capacity and that abundance within me already. So writing it down just makes it that much sweeter when it happens. You're like, I knew that this was happening. I knew that this was happening. That has also led me to studying a lot of things now, that I have like shifted my mindset, and my mindset's not lower vibrational and focused on the victim, being the victim, and I don't know, blaming everybody for everything else. Now that I'm at a state of looking out into the world with joy, with adventure, with gratitude, like, oh, so much love and light and peace. Now I'm focused on like things I want to do in my life, like goals and herbs and I don't know, different things. So I do a lot of studying now. I definitely encourage you to study the things you love, like going back to those hobbies. If there are hobbies you love, like study into them, how to be better at like photography like me. You know, I'm doing all of that stuff. And my very last tip is give everything time. Time does heal all. I know we hate to hear that because we're like, damn, how much time is it gonna take till I feel better, till I'm me again, till I'm not mad? But you'll never know until you progress. Like, it's been a little bit of time since I've been on my healing journey, and when I look months back, I'm like, dang, who was that? Who is she? Who is she? Like, if I could go back in time and hug that girl, she would be like, you're happy? You're here? What's going on? Woo, child. Just so thankful for who I am now and what I've grown from. And I just want to let you know that you can do it too. Like I said, I put such good intent behind and into all these videos. So just know that even by listening to this, you're getting some healing. Whether you choose to accept it or not is up to you, but I love you. And I'm sending you infinite, infinite, infinite healing energy, okay? Transcending time and space and all that good stuff. And know that you have that capacity within you to accept and receive and to just, boom, blossom. And remember, pressure makes diamonds, guys. Pressure makes diamonds. Pressure causes flowers to bloom. So when you're under a lot of pressure in your life and you're dealing with things, it's just you being ready to blossom and to turn into a diamond, to become flawless, to be who you are, to be authentically you, you know, to let all of that go and shed that old you, because that ain't serving you no more. It's time for you to be your higher self. And now that I vibrate at the frequency of being my higher self and I am myself, I'm not scared of what anybody has to say about me or anything, because, you know, I know those past versions of myself probably weren't the nicest to people or the kindest or even put out a good impression. And I know people still hold that in their minds, but again, that's on them. That has nothing to do with me anymore. It's not like I'm not accountable for the things that I've said or done. However, I know where I was at that time and I know who I am now. So it's beautiful for me to self-reflect and look back and see how time really has had my back this entire time, okay? So I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Sending you love, light, peace, and abundance of every kind. Thank you so much.
Yeah. 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 Can you come